there. Because here is what Seabourn will never tell you in their glossy brochure. The luxury is real, absurdly, almost embarrassingly real. But you have to hunt it down like a truffle pig. And if nobody tells you where to dig, you'll spend $1,000 a night and miss half of what you've already paid for. I fortunately had two secret weapons. Dave and Sue, channel regulars who sent me their personal blueprint before I ever stepped on the ship, and Gary, a gentleman I met on board who became my luxury Sherpa within 24 hours. Without them, I would have disembarked thinking Seabourn was fine, pleasant, nice enough. And nice enough at $1,000 a night is not a review, it's a funeral. Today, I am going to give you everything they gave me. Every secret, every shortcut, every you need to ask this or you won't get it, wrapped inside the most honest review of the Seabourn Quest you will find anywhere. The wonders and the pain. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will know exactly whether Seabourn deserves your hard-earned capital or whether you should spend it somewhere else entirely. Let me tell you what I expected. I expected stepping onto the Seabourn Quest, a ship built in 2011, to feel exactly like driving a vintage 1960 Alfa Romeo Spider down the Amalfi coast. From a distance, you look magnificent. The Italians are weeping at your beauty. You are living la dolce vita. And then you try to park it. No power steering, no reversing camera. You're sweating through your linen shirt, while a man on a Vespa shouts unhelpful advice in Neapolitan dialect. The Seabourn Quest was not that Alfa Romeo, not even close. But here is the twist, and it's the twist that defines this entire review. The ship delivered luxury in the places I least expected it, and completely forgot to tell me it existed. Oh, I stamped my foot, Dave and Sue, multiple times. You'll hear the reverberations throughout this entire video. And Gary, who I met on day 2 and who immediately started whispering secrets to me like we were Cold War operatives exchanging intelligence in a Vienna cafe. Gary told me things I would have never discovered alone. This is how our community works. Dave and Sue gave me their blueprint. Gary gave me the live, on-the-ground intelligence. And now I am handing all of it to you. Because here's the thing about reviewing luxury cruise lines. When you're spending $1,000 per person per night, and no, it's not pocket change, at least not for me, you are not just buying a bed and buffet. You are buying the execution of perfection. Every luxury line offers champagne and caviar. That's table stakes. The real question is, what is their priority? What specific flavor of luxury are they serving? Think of it this way. If someone handed you $1,000 right now, no strings, how would you spend it? A new dress? A dinner? Personally, I would buy a very good bottle of champagne, order a genuinely concerning quantity of chicken wings, and invite friends over. That's my luxury. Every cruise line has their version of this. Their champagne and chicken wings moment. MSC Yacht Club prioritizes the butler. Explorer Journeys prioritizes the design. Seabourn prioritizes something very specific. And once you understand what it is, you also understand exactly where they're cutting corners. Let's talk about the number one failure. And I am calling it a failure deliberately. Everything Dave, Sue, and Gary gave me, every secret, every shortcut, every make sure you ask for this, Seabourn should have given me themselves. They didn't. I arrived on the Seabourn Quest as a first-time guest. I was handed my keycard, which, by the way, you have to physically insert into the door like it's 1998. No tap, no wave, no magic. I was handed my keycard, pointed vaguely toward my suite, and that was it. That was the orientation. No personal escort. No, here's what's included. No, by the way, you can order caviar 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to your suite, to the bar, to the pool, literally anywhere. If Dave and Sue had not told me about the caviar, I would have spent 7 nights on a luxury cruise line famous for its caviar and never ordered a single gram. Not because I didn't want it, because I didn't know I could. That is not a guest failure. That is a structural failure. And it makes a certain cynical sense. The historical loyalists, the ones who've been sailing Seabourn since before 2020, they constantly complain on the forums that the service is being eroded, that the brand is cost-cutting, that things aren't what they used to be. Of course, the new guests don't notice. We have no idea what we're missing. We don't know about the classical menu that used to exist. We don't know the coffee bar used to have more staff. We don't know anything about any of it. Seabourn is shrinking. They've sold off ships. Odyssey, Sojourn, and there's not a single new build on any order book. Carnival Corporate's message is right-sizing. Right-sizing? That's a corporate euphemism that belongs in the same linguistic garbage can as downsizing, and we've decided to go in a different direction. The luxury is genuinely still there. But, and this is the critical but, you have to know exactly how to ask for it. And Seabourn is not going to teach you. Compare this to other cruise lines. They give you a personal orientation the moment you step on board. They walk you through every amenity. They show you what you've paid for. It's not complicated. It's not expensive. It's just decent. And at $1,000 a night, decent is the floor, not the ceiling. Right, I've been grumpy enough. Let me tell you about something Seabourn got magnificently right. Space. Not metaphorical space. Not the spa felt very spacious. I mean actual, mathematical, measurable, real estate. The kind you can calculate down to 2 decimal places and then feel slightly superior about. The Seabourn Quest carries 450 guests in 32,000 gross tons. That works out to 72 gross tons per passenger. Let me translate that from ship nerd into English. It means you feel like you're on a private yacht that accidentally picked up a few extra people at the last port. I did not feel the other passengers. I saw them, I wasn't hallucinating, I wasn't alone on a ghost ship, but I never felt crowded. Not once. Let me give you a real comparison. The Icon class, Royal Caribbean's biggest ships, sit at 250,000 gross tons. Sounds enormous, but they carry nearly 7,600 passengers. Do the math, 33 gross tons per passenger. That is less than half the space. You are sharing your vacation with twice as many people in the same volume. And that's before we count the crew. 71.88 versus 33.33. I don't need to tell you which number you want. This is not a cruise, this is a spatial mathematical flex. There was exactly one moment where the ship felt full. Ephesus. The entire ship, all 450 guests, attended a classical concert at an ancient Roman ruin and descended on the colonnade buffet for dinner simultaneously, before getting on the buses. Even then, with every single passenger eating at the same venue at the same moment, it felt lighter than any mainstream cruise buffet on a heavy-paced Friday. Light years away, an entirely different dimension of human density. And then there's the suite. I booked the cheapest category on board. Ocean view, no balcony. The bottom of the barrel, financially speaking. I walked in expecting a standard cruise ship box. You know the one. You open the door, the bed is right there. The bathroom is a plastic module that makes you feel like you're showering inside a Tupperware container. What I got was not that. The bathroom alone is bigger than some Manhattan studio apartments. Double sink vanity, standalone shower, full bathtub. Premium materials that actually look and feel premium. Not premium in the way Holiday Inn Express describes their premium continental breakfast. The walk-in closet keeps your mess contained. The welcome package? 2 bottles of champagne, 1 already chilled, because they understand urgency, plus Baileys, quality rum, and a fully stocked minibar. And the room attendant? Let me tell you about the room attendant. I saw him rarely, the occasional nod in 7 days, but every time I left my suite, for 20 minutes or for 2 hours, it didn't matter. I returned and the room was immaculate. This man was a ninja, a hospitality ninja. He anticipated things I haven't even decided I wanted yet. On day 1, I mentioned I wanted the bed as twins instead of a queen. I left for dinner, I returned, twins. No discussion, no follow-up, no form to fill out. Just done. I'm not saying Seabourn employs psychics, but I'm also not saying that. Now I need to talk about the bars, because the bars on Seabourn Quest are where the ship's personality actually lives. There are several, and you'll gravitate to your favorite almost immediately. It's like being sorted into a Hogwarts house, but with significantly more alcohol. The Sky Bar for a piña colada in the afternoon. The Observation Lounge for a pre-dinner martini while you watch the sunset over a Greek island you can't pronounce. The club for whatever happens after dinner when responsible decisions have left the building. The alcohol flows as freely or as responsibly as you want. No one is pushing drinks on you, but no one is refusing you either. It's a very civilized arrangement. To civilization. But let me rewind to the beginning, before the drinks, before the ninja room attendant, before any of it. Embarkation day, Athens, 12:10 p.m. The Greek sun is doing what the Greek sun does, which is to say, it is trying to personally evaporate you. I arrive at the terminal. I am directed to a waiting area. There is no water, no coffee, no champagne, no refreshment of any kind. The vending machines have seen better days. There is just heat and waiting and a slowly building sense of personal betrayal. Here I am in the waiting room. The only thing I have to complain so far is no coffee whatsoever. I sat there for over an hour, caffeine deprived, grumpy, questioning every life choice that had brought me to this moment. After every single person was checked in, it was my time. That just happened because my religion forbids me to be in queues with more than 3 people. The check-in itself was fast. The passport control is... well, let me describe it. A border police officer is physically cross-referencing passenger names against a single printed sheet of paper. 450 names on it. Not a tablet, not a computer, a piece of paper, in 2026, on what is supposed to be an ultra-luxury cruise. And then I crossed the gangway. Champagne, immediate, flowing, smiling crew, cool air, the universe correcting itself in real time. But here's the thing, that hour in the terminal, that pointless, avoidable, inexcusable hour, that is the first thing a Seabourn guest experiences. Not the champagne, the waiting. Seabourn, if you are listening, staggered embarkation times exist. Water exists. A table with a pitcher and some plastic cups would cost you approximately nothing. Do it! And yet, the crew on this ship, the actual human beings working 12-hour days to make your vacation frictionless, they are extraordinary. Let me give you 3 stories. 3 data points, because I am a man who believes in evidence. 1. The room attendant. I already told you about the ninja, but I didn't tell you about the 2 a.m. ice experiment. I was at the closed bar 2 in the morning. I asked for ice to a passing by crew member. On most cruise lines, even premium ones, this would be a refusal or at minimum a 45-minute ordeal ending in a bucket of lukewarm water. It arrived in 8 minutes. 8! I hadn't even finished composing my mental complaint. 2. The Nigerian shrimp. Gary told me about the deck barbecue, Earth and Ocean. The outdoor restaurant, featuring grilled Nigerian shrimp the size of my forearm. I missed it. The sun was in my eyes. I'm delicate. Gary said, talk to the maître d'. Tell him you missed it. Politely ask if they can do it again. I did. The maître d' created a standing order. 2 nights later, at the main restaurant, Nigerian shrimp arrived at my table. They hadn't put it back on the menu for everyone. They made it for me. 3. The ristretto and signal. By day 2, the bar staff knew my coffee order so well that whenever they saw me anywhere on the ship, the pool, the lounge, the corridor, they would catch my eye and make a tiny, almost imperceptible ristretto gesture. I would not. The coffee would arrive. No words, no cue, no Starbucks style standing around. This is not good service. Good service is remembering your name. This is psychic service. This is the crew learning to read your mind because they've been watching you consume caffeine like a laboratory test subject. If you're finding value in this, the unvarnished, the honest, the I'm going to tell you things the cruise line want, hit the subscribe button right now. Be like Dave and Sue. Be like Gary. Join our community of people who help each other cruise better. Now, the coffee bar. I am going to repeat myself from my first impressions video. I don't care. This matters. The coffee bar on Seabourn Quest is where the luxury takes a sudden, confusing coffee break. This is supposed to be the social hub of the ship, the town square, the piazza, the place where elegant people in linen shirts sip artfully crafted beverages while discussing which Greek ruin was the most emotionally affecting. What it actually is, a posh Starbucks. You order here, you stand there, you wait. They hand you a cup with a plastic lid slapped on top. No swan, no art, no delicate latte art whispering. The cruise line loves you. Just a lid, functional, efficient, depressing. And it is always staffed by exactly 2 people. 2 for the entire ship. On a true luxury line, a social hub like this would have the staff circulating through the tables, taking orders, bringing your coffee with a smile and possibly a small complimentary biscuit. Not here. Here, the baristas are sprinting just to keep the queue from becoming a riot. And I know why. This is not a staffing oversight. This is a ratio problem. Seabourn officially claims 1.35 guests per crew member. But I watched those 2 baristas for 7 days straight. I watched the dirty cups pile up. At my regular work spot, I saw empty espresso cups sit for 10 hours without being cleared. 10 hours. I could have written a short novel in the time it took someone to pick up a ceramic cup. Out here, in reality, the ratio feels well above 1.5. This is not a crew problem. The crew are Euros. They are just outnumbered. This is a corporate policy problem, filed under let's see how much we can trim before the guests notice. But then there is the flip side. Once the baristas learned my order, the ristretto, the specific intensity, the precise moment of delivery, I never queued again. They would see me, they make the secret hand signal, and the coffee would appear. The crew figured out how to bypass their own broken system. That's not a coffee bar, that's a rebellion, and I was the grateful beneficiary. Now, the food. I loved the food. I genuinely, unambiguously loved the food. It has been a while since I ate in a traditional main dining room. The last few luxury ships I've been on either didn't have one, or had so many specialty restaurants I never made it there. But Dave and Sue's blueprint specifically said, main dining room, beef filet. They said, medium rare. I said, black and blue. Black and blue. For those unfamiliar, means charred on the outside, essentially raw on the inside. It's the steak equivalent of asking a chef to lightly threaten the meat with it. On most mainstream cruise lines, if you ask for black and blue, the waiter looks at you like you've just requested your steak haunted. On Seabourn Quest, the waiter didn't blink. The filet arrived perfect. Charred crust, cool red center. Flawless execution. Dave and Sue, I have to update you. The classical menu you told me about, it doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. A relic. Some items survive, the beef filet among them. But the formal classical menu as a concept has been retired. If you never sailed Seabourn before 2022, you'd never know the difference. Which is, I suppose, exactly the point. The Colonnade. This was my happy place. The Colonnade is the casual buffet restaurant that transforms into a full table service restaurant in the evening. For breakfast, eggs Benedict, perfectly poached, topped with caviar. Because when a cruise line offers you 24/7 caviar, you put it on everything. Eggs Benedict with caviar, scrambled eggs with caviar. I'm fairly sure I could have ordered the caviar on my caviar and they would have brought it. At lunch, a cold beer on the terrace, looking back at whichever Greek port we'd just explored. The sun warm but not aggressive. A sense of deep, almost smug serenity washing over you. And the evening it transforms. I had an Indian tasting menu that was genuinely excellent. I had the baked Alaska. Yes, I eat desserts when they involve fire. I contain multitudes. The operational concept here is clever. Every day, the menus for all restaurants are delivered to your suite. You don't choose your restaurant and then discover the menu. You browse the menus and then choose your restaurant based on what you actually want to eat. 450 passengers, self-sorting by food preference. The venues stay uncrowded. Everyone gets what they want. It's almost suspiciously logical. And then there's Solis. I was genuinely excited about this. The Thomas Keller Grill, the famous steakhouse, was supposed to be a highlight. But Dave and Sue, I have news. Thomas Keller is gone, replaced by Solis, a Mediterranean concept. Now, let me be precise. The entrees were superb. Absolutely superb. But the appetizers were, what's the word I'm looking for? Disappointing? Confusing? I ordered a salad that arrived looking like someone had simply placed undressed leaves on a plate and hoped for the best. I stared at it. It stared back. Or it would have if it had eyes, which it did not, because it was a salad. But the point is, nothing happened. No flavor event occurred. The wine list, the complimentary wines, the ones included in your fare, are hidden in the very last page. You have to flip past page after page of wines with significant price tags to find the ones you've already paid for. That's not a wine list. That's a treasure hunt designed by the accounting department. The chef comes to every table for feedback. This is a nice touch in theory. The chef personally checking on your satisfaction. In practice, it feels like pomp and circumstance. I am trying to eat my superb entree and the chef is standing over me, awaiting my verdict. It's not intimidating, it's just a lot. The desserts you can safely skip, but I'm not the target audience for desserts. I'm already fighting a losing battle with my waistline. I don't need sugary reinforcements. Now let me tell you about the single greatest flex Seabourn has. The Ephesus Evening Concert. A 30-minute drive from the ship to the ancient Roman ruins. Reception with music, cocktails, finger food. And then, as the sun sets over a 2,000-year-old amphitheater, a classical concert. Completely included. Zero additional charge. Silversea, and I know this because I have an upcoming Silversea cruise stopping at the exact same port. This event is priced at $300 per person. I paid $37 for my entire onboard bill. A crystal ship model. That's it. Without that one purchase, which, to be fair, it's a very specific addiction that most normal humans do not share, my final bill would have been zero. $0. 0 cents. I have never ever in my entire cruising life settled a bill this low. And the smaller ship size means access. 3 tender ports in Greece, islands I had never visited because mainstream cruise lines simply can't dock there. The tender process, walk to deck 3, step on, go. No tickets, no reservation, no, please report to the theater at 8:15 a.m. for your tender group assignment. Just go and return the same way. This is what frictionless actually feels like. Now let me address something I noticed. I searched the daily program, the Herald, from top to bottom. Not a single solo gathering event, not one. No solo meetup, no solo cocktail hour, no traveling alone, come meet your fellow independent adventurers at 6 p.m. in the observation lounge. Nothing. Either Seabourn doesn't cater to solos, or they've decided not enough solos choose their line to bother. Given the 100% solo supplement, you pay double essentially, and the relatively small ship size, I suspect it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Solos don't book because there's nothing for them. There's nothing for them because solos don't book. If you're a solo traveler considering Seabourn, know this going in. You will be fine. The crew will take care of you. But the cruise line has not designed anything specifically for you. And then the entertainment. This ship has 450 passengers. A small ship by any measure. And yet they filled a team of 6 performers. 4 singers, 2 dancers, called Seabourn Sick. It sounds like a heist crew. It feels like Broadway in miniature. These 6 people, plus guest artists like Nathan James on My Sailor, put on multiple performances across multiple venues. The show lounge was never full, which meant they only needed 1 performance per night. But the quality was there, the energy was there. And here's what I found genuinely charming. During the day, the performers mingle with the guests. They're at the pool. They're in the lounge. They're making conversation, telling jokes, being normal human beings. And then in the evening, they step onto the stage and it feels like you're watching friends perform. Not hired entertainment, friends. That's not something you can manufacture with a bigger budget. That's chemistry. That's a small ship doing what small ships do best. Now, a minor note, a matter of taste, perhaps. I missed artwork. I missed elegant decoration. The Seabourn Quest is comfortable, genuinely comfortable, but the public areas don't transmit luxury. Not the heavy, gilded, look at our chandeliers luxury. I don't want that either. But the modern, elegant. This space was designed by someone who understands beauty, luxury. That was absent. Some of the furniture in the public areas reminded me of my high school cafeteria. Now, my high school was perfectly adequate for a high school. But I'm not paying $1,000 a night to sit on a chair that triggers memories of lukewarm meatloaf and quadratic equations. The bathrooms, however, the bathrooms are spectacular. Genuine, authentic luxury. The contrast is almost jarring. It's as if the design budget was spent entirely on the suites and bathrooms and the public areas got whatever was left over. I don't know if that's true. It's just what it feels like. So, the question you come here for, would I go on a Seabourn again? Yes. Without any doubt, yes. Now I know how to work the system. Now I understand where the luxury is hidden, how to ask for it, when to deploy a polite request, and when to simply make eye contact with the right crew member. Now, I would book again without hesitation. But, and it's a significant but, I would book differently. I would arrive knowing the orientation doesn't exist. I would arm myself with intelligence from people who've sailed before. I would understand that the coffee bar is a logistical bottleneck and plan my caffeine consumption accordingly. I would know to flip the last page of the wine list. The question isn't really, is Seabourn good? The question is Seabourn right for you? If you want a butler, someone who personally escorts you everywhere and anticipates your needs before you voice them, book another cruise line. Some of them distinguish themselves because that butler service is the core of their luxury proposition. Seabourn doesn't offer butlers at all, not even for the highest suite categories. If you want cutting-edge design, a ship that looks like a floating art gallery, book Explorer or Regent. These distinguish themselves because every surface, every share, every light fixture was chosen by someone with an opinion about beauty. Seabourn's public spaces are comfortable but forgettable. But if you want uncrowded peace, if you want 71.88 gross tons of space per passenger, if you want a crew that will learn your coffee order, create a standing order for shrimp you missed, and deliver ice at 2 a.m. in under 10 minutes, if you want all-inclusive, that genuinely means all-inclusive, where your final bill can be zero. If you want a small ship that slips into ports the mega ships can't touch, then Seabourn Quest is extraordinary. You just have to know the secrets. And now you do. Before I close, several people in our community deserve recognition. Yan 1154. 78 days on Seabourn and counting. Yan confirms what I saw. It's getting gradually better since our first cruise on board Quest in February 25. Thank you, Yan. Your experience validates everything I've said. Happy Placers 2470 booked NCL Avon because of this channel. That's the highest compliment I can receive. You watched, you trust, you booked. I hope the Avon exceeds every expectation. Kauna 99, a veteran of Seabourn, Regent, and Oceania, put it perfectly. On every cruise, there are moments that could be better. But compared to Holland America, it's a big jump. Perspective matters. I, Zen Golf 1, raised an important point. So many people love Seabourn, yet each time we contact them for a quote, the tone is off-putting, so we don't book. Perhaps corporate and ship are different experiences? This is exactly the disconnect I've been describing. The corporate experience and the onboard experience are two different realities. And Denver Breeze 69 with the jab. I can tell, you miss Explorer journeys. How dare you? Accurate, but how dare you? And Francesca Bacca 1722 with the perfect MSC Yacht Club contrast. With Yacht Club, I had the luxury I expected from the terminal. Champagne and chocolates from the terminal. That's the difference. That's what Seabourn is missing at embarkation. Champagne and chocolates at the terminal cost almost nothing, but they signal everything. Subscribe right now to get more authentic, honest reviews, the kind that tell you what the brochure won't. Click here for my raw first impressions of Seabourn Quest, the first 24 hours when the coffee withdrawal was real and the embarkation chaos was fresh. And click here for the complete deck-by-deck full ship tour, every venue, every suite, every corner of this vessel. Remember, the best cruise ship, the best cruise line is always the one I'm on right now.